You guys know I'm a goal-oriented person, or I try to be. Um, Dude, I have been slacking on these big goals. Like I'm making lots of little progress, in the day-to-day stuff, but I've just been getting caught up in it. And I looked at the my yearly goals, or I had like it was a list of like shit I wanted to get done in the next 2 years, and that I started last year. And like, dude, I'm like, this shit isn't moving. And it's a tough, it hits home when you look at that, man. And I've been reading David Goggins' book, his second book, and there's a bunch of memes with him. If you don't know who he is, he's a very inspirational guy, Navy SEAL, among other things, ultra marathon runner, public speaker, lots of interesting stuff under his belt. But there's this meme with him because when he was in Buds and Hell Week of Navy SEAL training, you have to carry these boats on your head with like 6 people, and him and he led his group to like do some crazy shit, and they were like making it, the whole thing was like they're making the boats their bitches, and they're like, like, we got this, like, we're gonna make that shit ours, we're not gonna let them, like, let the people running the thing take our souls, like, we're gonna fight through it, we're gonna make it look easy even though we have nothing left to give, whatever. So there's this meme where he's like, who's gonna carry the boats, and he's like going crazy in the gym, like doing this shit, so people like use it in other funny weird ways. But lately, dude, I've been really thinking about that. Like, I looked at that list and I was like, damn, because I've complained about it before on this podcast where I've said, like, man, if I stop doing it today, I don't think there would be somebody that would be like, hey, man, like, what's going on with you, Darren? Like, you said you were going to do this, like, whatever. And I realized, as much as that sucks, that does not matter. Because who is going to carry the boats? Who's going to, like, it? How I interpret that is that there is nobody else that cares as much and can do as much for your problems as you. And I read his first book, so I've already heard that a million times. But for whatever reason, I was reading this one. I got a video recommended to me, on the For You page or whatever, and it just like it clicked, and I was looking at this sheet like, man, I have to prioritize me. You have to prioritize you, because nobody is gonna stop and say, hey, Jared, are you keeping up with your, that thing you said you wanted to do? Now, great friends, I'm not saying great friends will. Great friends will. I had called a buddy of mine. I think I talked about it last week. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine, and he had a big career advancement. And literally the 4 or 5 days before that, maybe a week or so, I had seen him and was like, hey, man, like, what's going on with you? Like, I know you're always, working an angle. Like, what's the thing you're working on right now? Some people are on that. Some people are about that. But most people don't care, and it's not their job to care. It's your job to care about the things that you want to get done and you want to see in yourself or in life or in business, whatever. And I don't know, man. I've been thinking about it a ton, and since my buddy, who's been on the podcast a billion times, is right now he's doing his training for the Air Force, his basic. The other day, I'm reading my book in the morning, and my morning routine is like this. I wake up, I read, I journal, I drink a bunch of water, I edit until I have to shit, I shit, I'll go work out, then I do whatever else I got to do that day. It changes day to day. But that's kind of like my beginning of the day. And I get done reading, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm so fucking tired, and I just want to, like, lay back down and not get up to go journal and start the other things. And I literally, like, I pictured in my head 2 things. I was like, man, what is Pat doing right now? Which is probably getting screamed at in a very close quarters. Somebody's probably fucking, right here spitting on his face. And then I thought, who's going to carry the boats? Like, who is going to, if I don't edit it, who is? Right? No one will. And I don't know why. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's silly. Maybe you guys are like, it's whatever. But something to think about. And if you're in a place like that, I just want you to think about it. Hey, thanks for watching there, guy. Click right over here if you want to see that episode in its entirety. Or you can click over here and subscribe to the channel. See all the other fun shit we do here. It's really up to you, guy.